Thiruvan Saranai. Dear friends of Dhamma, welcome to our English home talk. First, we would like to pay spiritual Dhamma guidance teacher, and we also like to thank you all for attending this Dhamma's home talk. It is of great importance that you know the philosophy at the Buddha that that the Buddha pursued to the world, because without without the basic knowledge about how a thought is formed is the mind, you would to be able to attain Nibbana. This valuable Buddha Dhamma talk will teach you the philosophy of the Buddha and guide you on the path of nirvana or spiritual liberation. This valuable Buddha Dhamma talks will teach you the philosophy of the Buddha and guide you on the path of nirvana or spiritual liberation. In order to understand the Dhamma, we have to associate with and discuss it with a Kalyan Mitra like our Buddha spiritual sorry, Dhamma guidance teacher who has the practical experience to guide us on the path. We hope that you gain much from the valuable talk today. I would like to invite Buddha Dhamma friends to present his value insight teaching on Dhamma. Thank you very much. Thiruvan Saranai.
Me Triple Gem, Nobel Triple Gem, bless you all. Before starting, we humbly pay our homage to the Supreme Buddha and also to our Arana who has taught us Dhamma. And I hope everyone is well and happy today. We are talking again today about Paticampada, or dependent origination in English. I talked about that in a superficial way on the first day. I think few other Nobel friends also talked about it. I just wanted to again start it in a perspective that I see it, the Paticampada. I would say it's a humble effort to put this into words, and especially in a foreign language. So I apologize if there's any problem with that. Hopefully, everyone will be able to comprehend what is the message, because it's actually a message we are trying to give. It's not actually, even though we are struggling with words, it's a message we are trying to give to everyone. So Supreme Buddha actually told us truth about how the mind is created. Well, why it is important, first of all, why it is important is, until we know something thoroughly, we don't really know it. So, but we have lived so far. We acquire things from the environment. We don't really question much. That's not how we are taught. We are taught to listen and just go according to the flow. So we did. And actually we did it very well. So, but sometimes people like Lord Buddha, he became a Lord Buddha by understanding how this mind is created and that there is no self in there at all. So why he told that if you know dependent origination, you know Dhamma, and if you know Dhamma, you know Buddha. So I'll try to look at it in a different angle today. So we are actually not trying to understand this just to prove what is being with the words. We are trying to understand what probably he meant by that, by telling dependent origination. So before starting that, I would like to actually talk about a little bit of physics here, which some people will not understand. I'm sorry about that. It helps to me to explain some of the things that are being taught. So when we learn physics, we learn that there are waves, different kinds of waves, which are there. So as human beings with 5 senses, we can only appreciate only few types of waves. That means we only appreciate what we can with our senses. There can be so many other waves. So as an example, some animals, for an example, like a bat, those animals, they can understand different waves than us. For human beings who have the five senses, we can understand a set of waves or set of vibrations. So imagine that we don't have the one of the senses. So imagine you don't have the eyes or the ears or the ability to feel the touch or the taste or the smell. If any of these senses are not working properly, are we even able to understand the world originated by that sensor? Not really. We can't appreciate anything, can we? So if we are given a sensor, we have been able to appreciate one specific type of wave. So imagine the light waves. So the problem here is, for decades, we have been thinking, okay, there is a light wave outside and it comes to my eye and then I see. But the problem is, if you take an example, if you're colorblind, you can't really see if you're colorblind to red, you can't really see red, even though others are seeing red. So that frequency or that wave of that ability of seeing red, it's very specific to the sensor. So does that mean that if sensor is not like having a frequency to have a similar frequency to outside, can't really appreciate red? So does that mean the sensor has a specific frequency that is going to be able to produce a vibration in the sensor, which is going to actually have the coincide with the frequencies outside. If you don't have the ability to generate a vibration for red color in your eye, even though red, whatever the producing the red color, the frequency is out there, you can't catch it. That means it's originated in the eye. Unless it is originated in the eye, you can't appreciate it. Similar, the light. We believe, I mean, it's a belief. This will be actually in future will be proven by scientists in future, I think. Do you think light is originated somewhere else and coming to our eye? Or is the eye actually is able to produce a vibration, so that is if that is not there, you are not able to appreciate light at all. So it's a production. As I told last time, it's kind of like a factory. It's a production. But the problem with this production is that whenever these frequencies do occur in the senses, due to ignorance, that means we don't know that it is formed in the sensor, we kind of feel that it is actually me doing this. I see the light. Isn't that that's actually how it is? Because we don't know. It's actually originated here. Not actually, there's no self or someone seeing outside. Because as I told you last time, we can't really appreciate outside anyway. We can only appreciate our mental formations. So mental formations are the mainstay of our mind, or the feeling of existence or feeling of self is formed because of the mental formations. But the problem is, because we don't know, or because of the ignorance, we don't know that the mental formations are doing this. It's a very rapid process, so we can't catch it anyway. If this is in a slow motion, my dear friends, I think this would be easy to understand. But because this is a very fast process, ignorance is getting every day stronger and stronger. Ignorance is getting stronger because we feel that everything is available outside, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm seeing things, I'm seeing the light, I see the chair, I see the beautiful sky. Yeah, I see everything. But does that mean I don't see anything? Well, I see everything, yes. But it's just with the help of the formation we have in this process. So, friends, I just wanted to reiterate that these are very beautiful senses which do like miracles. But the problem is, it gives a fantasy world, because there's light out there and I'm here. So it's such a fantasy, such a feeling that it gives you. But we are actually trying to beat the ignorance, trying to understand what is happening here. So what happens when waves with two different amplitudes or wavelengths are superimposed? What happens when two different waves come together? Well, I think anyone will understand. Simply, if not to make it too difficult, I would say one wave in the river is there, and we put a stone, then there's another different kind of wave. Can you see that the two waves actually get together or get superimposed and actually form a new one? A completely different wave? Can you see that? You can do this yourself. Put a stone to a water maybe basin and see if There's always like a flowing rhythm in the river. And if we do something to that, actually the wavelengths, does one wavelength disappear? No, it's not one wavelength, or the one wave is getting superimposed by the other one. So this superposition of dissimilar waves produce a new different wave. I just told this as like an example. It's not the exact example. Don't actually get too stressed about the examples. That's just to make you feel comfortable about understanding what I'm trying to say. So in the eye, we produce kind of one frequency. And as for the example I told last time, you see the mental formation of the mother. No, you don't know whether it's a mother. You just see it. Some kind of picture or form. Then we keep telling, someone else will be keep telling, or maybe the mother will be keep telling the child, the small baby, mother, ma, or mom, or amma in Sinhala. So how do we get the child to talk? We just keep repeating this. And if the system is doing very well, there are some systems that don't work well, then you will see kids who are very late to talk. But I'm talking about some natural system where they have the natural ability to incorporate these two waves. So what's the wave which brought mother or ma to the baby's ear? It's another kind of different wave. Do we have to know all that? No, not really. But it's a wave. It's kind of a wave. It's a kind of another frequency. So what happens when the baby gets them all the time together? This system itself is so nicely produced that they can actually, the system itself can get this together to make a new, different wave. What's that? That's the mind, the formation of the mind. What happens there? Is this wrong? No, it's not wrong. This is natural. This is the Chitta Niyama that Lord Buddha was explaining. It's a niyama. That means it's happening. No one can stop that. It's just a natural way of life, or the way in this situations. But there's something else happening here, because there's a new different wave. Do you get my point? I'll reiterate, because there's a new different frequency. The baby feels the difference, and that becomes another different wave, because every frequency, it has a mental formation. You can't prevent this. Each and every frequency will have a mental formation. So this difference, because the one wave is coming, there are two waves coming at the same time, and there's a new different wave produced, which is we call mind. I'm just doing like an example here. So the mind itself has a different frequency, because it's a completely different wave now, because of their superpositions. Does that mean they are like in somewhere in the brain? No, it's happening, and we can't really place it anywhere. So when it happens, what does this baby feel? The difference is felt. because there's a difference now. That difference of the frequencies that when the mind is originated, that also has another mental formation. That's a new mental formation. Actually, that is the reason that we have Atmasanya, or the mental formation, or a form, name and form for the self, for the existence, because the baby feels a difference, and the feeling of the difference, we, in the system itself, we tend to put another sanya, or another, I can't remember the English word for sanya, but another name and form for the actual, this new frequency. That's the reason, friends, that there is a that feeling of existence happen. This new feeling is there because it gave the baby that there is a difference. But does it stop there? No, it doesn't, because it keeps happening. You know, the mind keeps happening. The apple, the father. So the just doesn't stop there. Do you know how much things we know? Oh, I don't know. It's really a lot. Even a 7-year-old child knows a lot. How about 35-year-old? How about 50-year-old? How about 80-year-old? How many times have this ignorance being proved? Because any time there's a mental formation and the mind is produced by maybe the tree, maybe the, okay, whatever you call it, even the COVID-19, it's a new name. And name and a form get together, and we now know something called COVID-19, and we feel that it's real. And as soon as that happens, the feeling of existence is proved again and again and again and again. So this feeling of existence, or the different way you felt, is being proven all the time. So it's getting, we call it in Pali abhisankara. So it's proven, the ignorance is getting worse and worse, like more and more. Unless someone come to you and tell you, wait a bit, what is happening here? Do you feel the feeling of existence because you're actually there? Or is it a production of something else? Well, that is the message. What is dependent origination? So when I say that, don't feel that there's actually something turning to something else. It's not the point I'm trying to tell you. I'm actually trying to simplify this dependent origination just to tell you how the feeling of existence is made. Because even the wave I'm talking about, it will be only appreciated when you have the sensor. When you don't have the sensor, do you appreciate the waves anywhere? No, you can't feel any frequency. So then the appreciation of the outside is gone, because there's no telepathy system doing that again. So can we say then wave is actually there, or the frequency, it's actually there, the vibration, it's actually there. No, not really, it's a production too. If this place is, if the sensor here is not vibrating, doing having a vibration, then there's nothing. But what happens with the actual, imagine a person with ignorance, full ignorance, he or she doesn't know that this is happening. Even anyway, animals can't understand this because their mind is not that developed. But even a normal human with ignorance, they can't understand how the mind is created. So they will be feeling, okay, I see light, I see the moon, I see the sun, I see the beautiful sky, and go on and on. It will never finish. And also, what is the problem with that? The feeling of existence, that new vibration, which happen each and every time you appreciate this vibration, there's another vibration in the back of that is the feeling of existence. You can't really avoid that happening, because each time you feel that it is the chair is real, or the sky is real, or the moon is real, or the tree is real, each time you get this change in the vibration in this system, human system, that feeling of existence, that name and form is also there. So, friends, the feeling of existence is actually dependent on this mind formation. So the feeling of existence is there always when the mind is full of ignorance, because ignorance makes the things feel as real. So as soon as you feel it real, we can't really prevent feeling of existence happening. So they both are like similar. But does that mean they're similar? Oh, actually, they're not similar. It doesn't mean like that. It's actually coexistent. So as soon as you feel that it's real, it's the feeling of existence is there, because it's the same time you actually get that frequency. You have that frequency all the time, because each time you have this real feeling. What happens when you understand Dhamma, this dependent origination? So you understand, okay, there is a reason for feeling of existence, not me doing it. There's nothing called me anyway, because it's a feeling. Feeling of existence is actually dependently originated. It is originated because of existence of something else. What is that? That's the real feeling, that you feel all the names and forms are real. So if the names and the forms are real, you can't prevent craving happening, because you can't really avoid the feeling, because the Vedana, you can't avoid Vedana if you feel that it's real. And if you can't avoid Vedana, craving, you can't do anything with that craving, because it's a natural phenomena that the craving happens. Dependent origination is like a chitta niyama. It happens anyway, unless you beat the ignorance. So it's bit it can be a bit difficult to understand, but what I'm trying to say is again and again that dependent origination is actually a process which talks about how the mind is created. At the same time, if you, with the ignorance, if the birth happened, the birth of that particular item we see, whatever, the chair, because this is a very quick process, you can't really get, oh, okay, I'll see the mental formation now. I'm going to catch the consciousness, or am I going to catch the clinginess or the craving? Nothing. You can't do anything because this is a very fast process. No one can touch this. But we can only appreciate the chair. We see. So if you feel the chair is real because of the ignorance, feeling of existence is always there. That is the main message I want to give. Feeling of existence is actually dependently originated. So friends, it's nothing to do with me or anyone, any human being or any animal. The feeling of existence is originated in even in an animal like the same way. Because ignorance is there, whatever the mental formations causing birth of that actually that chitta or the item or the thing, if it becomes real, feeling of existence is there. You can't avoid it. So what happens with understanding of dependent origination? Actually, if you beat the ignorance or if you slightly understand this, it's a slow process, but if you understand slowly that this is a process and feeling of existence is actually dependently originated, can we beat that? Why should we beat that, by the way? Why should you beat feeling of existence? That's Lord Buddha's explanation. Feeling of existence is the real reason for suffering. Because that's the beginning and the continuing this birth and death process origination. If you don't understand this, the cycle of birth will never end. But is there like a good reason for that? Not really. You're just in the fantasy world. In one fantasy world at one time for 60 years, maybe in human system, and then with the death of that body, what? The feeling of existence is going to be there, even though the bodily, the senses are not working, because the feeling of existence was, that frequency was like a dependently originated from nowhere, like from not directly from the organs, but from the mind which originated at that time. This can form and like have like a frequency and can match another frequency elsewhere. This is the most difficult part of the samsara or the cycle of birth. At the time of the death of the body of any animal or a human, this feeling of existence or that frequency will be having a similar frequency elsewhere, where birth of another chitta will happen. And again, when there is a mind, suffering is there. Because any mind which believes that their self is suffering, any mind which has a feeling of existence is suffering. Do you need anyone else to tell you that? Aren't you suffering now? Are you like really floating with happiness? Not really. So if you know the suffering has like a very great meaning in Lord Buddha's Dhamma, it's not just suffering because you're hungry, not suffering because you have cut your finger. I'm suffering because I don't have money at the moment. That's not the suffering we are talking about. We are talking about a suffering which is very deep than that, because this cycle of birth, even with the thought, each thought, it's continuing. It doesn't matter which body you hold, the cycle of birth is continuing and the suffering continuing. So unless you come to Lord Buddha's Dhamma and one day someone, a noble friend, will come and tell you, do you know that the mind is actually a creation? Well, really? Yeah, mind is a creation. And feeling of existence is another creation from that. Well, that is going to actually, do you know that hearing that, Sariputta Thera, before becoming Sariputta, he heard only one sentence of this. There is a Hetupaladahama, I can't remember the exact word in English, but he just heard a sentence about dependent origination, and in the literature it says that he became a stream winner. How did he become a stream winner? By just listening that, darling friend, this is just a thing that is dependently originated, not anything you do. And that Thoreau was the Thoreau's life started from there. He became a stream winner. Buddhist side, I think his name was at that time. So it clicks some minds. It won't click other minds. This Dhamma will actually hit very hard to some minds, because they have a quest to understand why I'm feeling like existing if Lord Buddha said that there is no me or no I or no myself. It's been taught everywhere. We know it from our school time that there is no I, there is no me, there is no myself. But what am I feeling then? Then we have to have an explanation. What am I feeling? Why I feel like I'm existing? Well, that's the reason. Because each time when the ignorance is there, the mental formations, the consciousness, the name and form, six senses get together and contact. What is there? What is the contact? Well, the waves I was talking about, how the superposition or the superimposed waves makes the mind. These frequencies come together, you get a different feeling. That's the reason I was talking about the physics. It's just an example. Please apologize. I apologize if it's making you a bit uneasy. I'm just taking it as an example. If there is contact, there is a feeling. What is the contact? There is a contact because these senses are having a frequency together. There is a superposition of the frequencies producing a new different wave or new different feeling. That feeling is there, the craving occurs. You can't stop craving because there's a new different feeling. Friends, do you get the point? I don't know, I'm trying to explain it. So when there is a feeling, the craving occurs and the clinging occurs. Do they occur like, okay, craving happens, then after few minutes after that clinging happens? No, these are all superimposed. They are like each and everything happens together. You can't differentiate them, even though they are worded in a like a order in a paper. It doesn't mean they are in an order in that paper. It just happens, keep happening. If the craving is there, you cling. If you cling, you become the chair. You can't avoid becoming the chair. And if the if the chair is born, feeling of existence is there, friends. You can't just avoid that. The feeling of existence or jati happens. Can you stop that? Yeah. How do you stop that? Am I going to fight with all these sensations? No. I'm not going to fight with any sensory organ. I'm just going to fight with the ignorance. You just keep attacking the ignorance. How do you attack the ignorance? There are 5 ways Lord Buddha told. I can't remember them in English, but the ignorance, to beat ignorance, we have to discuss Dhamma and listen to Dhamma. Yeah, just understand from the teacher about this ignorance more and more. I'm talking about this sensual world. Ignorance is really deep. When you go deep into that, this feeling of existence should be actually understood if you want to stop this dependent origination for suffering. If someone wants to understand Lord Buddha's Dhamma, I think someone should understand dependent origination and how that is forming. If you become, you can't prevent birth. If you get the feeling of existence, okay, that's the other thing. If you feel the feeling of existence, do you think that you can avoid dying? You really can't, because you feel that you are there and you have to die anyway. I'm not talking about the death of the body. I'm talking even each mind, each thought. Yeah, it's so beautifully done by Lord Buddha that feeling of existence is the beginning of suffering. The mind is actually because of this feeling that the mind is real, is the main problem that you feel the existence. And if you feel the existence, okay, old age and death. Who is having the old age and death? And all this sorrow or whatever, the whole list of things, who is going to feel that? You or me? If I'm here, yeah, I have to feel all that because I'm here. Feeling of existence is there, then you have to feel it. Who can help that? If you are there, you have to feel it. If your finger is cut and if you feel this, the touch, pain, all the receptors that are working, giving a pain sensation, and if you feel that it's actually you getting cut, I mean, what else can you do? You have to be sad. You have to be having sorrow. You have to have the problems with old age and death because you feel that you are there. So that's actually the dependent origination. I just wanted to touch base, so I'll reiterate here. I'll repeat myself. I just want you to understand the Lord Buddha has told why we have the feeling of existence or the feeling that that someone is there inside. And why it happens is because our senses come together and form a different world. And when that different world is formed, that at that particular fraction of a second, you become them because you feel a difference. And that feeling, that different feeling you have, gives you the feeling of existence. That different feeling gives you the craving. But when I talk about craving to, but don't take me wrong. If you like gold and you keep liking gold, that's another way of becoming, because once you become, then you keep appreciating that all the time with ignorance. That becomes stronger and stronger, and then you can't even live without gold. That's a different kind of, that's abhisankara. That I can't remember the English exact word for abhisankara, but that means that when a thought comes to you repeatedly, becomes bigger and bigger and stronger in your mind. And what happens? The feeling of existence becomes stronger and stronger anyway. And when an 80-year-old is dying, the feeling of existence is actually very strong, unless that person has heard this Dhamma, which will attack the ignorance. That's the difference between why 7-year-old can understand this Dhamma better than 80-year-old. Why? Because this system has activated so many times in an older person, even 40s, that the actual strength of the frequency is very high. Not like a 7-year-old. 7-year-old has only very few name and forms to fight, like not fight, to understand. But when you have multiple bhavas, like you have become everything that you have come across for the 80 years you have lived, then your feeling of existence is very strong, because it has come again and again and again. That's where this Lord Buddha has once said, the humans are so glad, should be very glad that they are so having so much merits to be born as a human, because in human mind itself can beat the mind. How good is that? Mind itself can beat the mind. Mind itself can understand this, and later actually you first understand it with mind, but you then after some time you actually understand how to activate your feeling system, that instead of feeling of existence, you activate the feeling of non-self. That's so amazing. Feeling of non-self is just a void where feeling of existence is not there, or what is called when there is no atma sanya. So when there's no feeling of existence, there's a void, and that's we call feeling of non-existence. But actually, it's not a feeling. We can't really call it anatma sanya, because it's actually not a sanya, but we call it because it's easier for us to understand. But actually, it's the void that we get. Like void means there's nothing there, because the feeling of existence is not there. How good would that be? Because there's no jati, there's no birth. So actually, you don't become each and everything you come across. You just know the truth. You have beaten the ignorance. You are fully awakened. The Chittanyama would continue to happen, but you are fully awakened. Why? You don't become the chair, you don't become the tree, you don't become the sun, you don't become the moon. You don't become the gold. You don't become the father, mother, son, daughter, wife, husband, whatever. You don't become. It doesn't mean that there's a monster there, happening there. No, just a very peaceful human being with all the senses still having all the senses, but without jati occurring, without feeling of existence. Without the feeling of existence, you just experience all the senses. That's all. Is there suffering? No. There's no suffering. Why? Do you think that the finger is not cut in the person who is the perfect one, Supreme Buddha? Would he not feel the pain? He would. It's the body. But is it his pain? No, not really. He would say, my back is hurting. Lord Buddha would say, my back is hurting. Does that mean his back is hurting to himself? Not really. It is just the words that communicates that he can't do the sermon anymore. But does it mean anything to himself that is he suffering? Because he is feeling the pain without feeling of existence. It's a two different thing. It's completely two different things. Someone needs to understand the anatma sanya, or the feeling of non-existence. I can't really call it a feeling, but non-existence. Someone has to have a touch of it to understand. And according to Arana, if someone can understand this Dhamma slowly, they will come to that stage where they will, at least in a fraction of a second, will see this, will feel this, will feel the void of existence. There's no feeling of existence, and you just experience fraction of a second. So the stream winner might feel it in a fraction of a second. Then you know, oh, that's real. There is no feeling of existence in that moment. Then you know that's where the fully awakened one would be. Friends, I think I would stop here. I hope I tried my best to give you a message. Dependent origination is not a staircase. It's nothing like that. It's just a very something that you should understand in your power of understanding. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Arana. Arana, are you going to say any words, or shall
So,
we?
so thanks. So I want to join with you. You're explaining it's very well. So senses of working. There's a sense of feelings are happening. The sensuality is a word. That senses are working. That sense of feeling is here, but not the. No one is here, but sense of feeling is here. Can you understood that? Can you
Yeah,
understand
without
that?
the feeling of
Yeah.
existence, there would be an experience of anything. And you can see, you can hear, you
But
can
no
smell,
one is
but
here. That,
yeah,
no, case
there's
is
no feeling of existence, so you don't feel it. You don't perceive it as you are doing it.
yeah, but yeah, it's okay. So no one is here, but senses are working. Sense of feeling is here, but no one is here. How difficult to understand this? No, the senses are working, the sensuality is here, senses feeling is there, yeah, but nobody is here. What is this? So we are thinking, I am eating, I'm drinking, I'm going, I'm working, I'm looking. Where's you? Not you. It's your eyes looking. Your eyes seeing. Your ear is hearing. Not you. Ear is a automatically is happening this. Your ear something happen, you can't hear. Your eye something damage, you can't see. So this your smell and your taste, this your nose, this your mouth, your skin also, the skin sensor. So these sensors are working, is sensor feelings are coming, but the thoughts are creating. Otherwise, that's that's a, that's we are explaining. No, how is the thought is creating? It's the we are talking the mind, but mind is not our head. Where's the mind? People are talking, thinking. Mind is the inside our head, but it is not the real. Real is mind. Is what's this mind is thoughts. These thoughts are not anywhere. These thoughts like a sparking, like a vibration. This we explain. No, that's the eye is a light also coming the vibration. That's a sound also like same. So vibrations, but sensors are creating. The sound is create. This light also creating. So these are sensoring. So these are together coming. That is the mind. It's a spark. It's not anywhere. No place for that. So this spark is the thoughts. So this thoughts is what is this thought? Chair, table, mother, father, son, moon is everything is a thoughts. Every time is creating the senses is coming that thought. One thought every time have. But it is not the real. It is a sound and forms. It's a sound and form is the mainly others are coming. These five senses are creating, these thoughts are creating. But this thought is not real. It's illusion. It's the is is the fantasy. So this thought, the chair is a thought. Chair is not anywhere. So chair is a sound and firm. And you can touch it's coming smooth and rough. But it is sensor. You haven't that sensor is working, it's not coming. So this thought is not real. You think you go into the mirror and you can see you. You can't see you. You can see the mirror. Mirror is that's a picture. You think that is you. That only the thought. So chair also thought your picture, sound and firm. Chair is a sound and firm. Same. These are the thoughts. You also thought, but this is difficult to understand this. Nobody is here. That is why Buddha said, no being, no living being, nothing existed. Nisato, Nijjo, Sunyo is Buddha's word. That is why Buddha said, Sunyata Patisanyutta Desana. It's a nothingness is here. But this system is working. This creation is happening. Power is generating. It's a mind power. Like electric power, like a magnetic power, like that mind power. But it's this sensoring working, this power is generating. This is the case. This is the difficult to understand, but it is true. So you try to do your this not easy to explain. No, there inside science is here. It's difficult to understand, but we want to do this because this is the true. This is the true Dhamma is here. What is the true in this world? This is the true. We are in the fantasy, simulation world. It's not real. is your sensor. Other animals have other sensors, and their sensors creating, they have other world. Where's that world? It's a mind, every living being. So this creation is happening, the senses, that's a, they have mind. What is that mind? That's a, the senses creating, is world is creating. The sensor world. That is the Buddha word is Salayatana Loko Loko. Salayatana is senses. Salayatana Loko. World is sensor world. Censoring world. That is the meaning is Buddha's words. Dependent origination is our mind creation. Given this word. Does someone want to be here to happen sadness or happiness? No one is here. Who have sadness? Who have happiness? Nobody is here. That is the case. It's difficult to understand. This is a process, this is a system, like a robot, but it is not easy to understand. You haven't a death or birth, because every time something there, existent feel you have, that chair is existent, you are the feel is there. Same. But nothing existent, anything is a sound and form is thoughts, is not anywhere, you are not anywhere. Same. It's difficult to understand, but it is true. You haven't a death or birth. Is your body, is your senses. No one is here. Everything is a thoughts, mindfulness. Everything is a mind creation given you to these feelings. It's okay today. I think his time is gone. Thank you for Dhamma. Friends, is okay. Everybody, we can discuss tomorrow. What do you think about finally? I want you asking you. What do you think about my explaining? Especially, what do you think? You are trying to do that? No, it's okay. Something there to explain to you?
Are you asking me, Arana, sir?
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh no, I think next time I would touch a bit more about the feeling of existence.
Yeah. This time it's okay. Next time.
And I think you explained very well, Arana.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, Theron Sana, everybody. Today, I think it's a good explanation is here. This, you heard that it's not easy. It's difficult to understand, but it is true. It's okay. True Dhamma is here. It's the Buddhotpada Dhamma discourses is a very worth whole world, because that real Dhamma is here. What is the real dependent origination? Whole world is finding that. We are trying to explain that because we have experience. That is why we are trying to do this. So, okay, Teruvan Sarana, everybody. Today is okay. Teruvan Sarana.
Buddha